Hello everyone, this is Sandeep here from Physics HQ. Continuing with the lecture series of solving MCQs and some of 12th Physics textbook Maharashtra State Board, which is having new syllabus from the year 2020. In this video, we will cover MCQs of chapter 6 Superposition of Waves. So let us start. When an air column in a pipe closed at one end vibrates such that three nodes are formed in it, the frequency of its vibration is how many times the fundamental frequency? These are the options. So first of all, let us understand what are nodes and where are they present in a waveform. So whenever a wave starts, there are at times objects which reflect these waves, and when this wave reflect back in this manner, these points where the displacement is minimum, they are called as nodes. So nodes are nothing but points of minimum displacement, and these points are nothing but antinodes, and antinodes are nothing but points of maximum displacement. So let us go ahead, and this entire length is lambda. So let us go ahead. What they have given is, let us say you have a pipe which is closed at one end, then for fundamental frequency there is only one node formed. Again, one thing we need to remember is, at open end we always have a antinode, and at the closed end we always have a node formed. So according to that, let us draw the waveform. So over here it will look somewhat like this. Okay, so at the closed end we got one node, at the open end we got the antinode. Let us say this is the length of the vessel or height of the vessel. Now when we compare this in terms of wavelength, only 1/4 of the wavelength is completed. In the diagram I already showed you all, this part is nothing but lambda. Okay, and so whenever you have nodes and antinodes formed, this is how it looks. So in our case only this part is completed, right? So we can have this part as lambda by 2, this entire part is lambda, and this again half of that will be lambda by 4. Okay, so this length is lambda by 4. Now what we'll do is, we will write this in the form of frequency. We know the formula that velocity is nothing but n lambda, where n is frequency. So n is nothing but v by lambda over here. N will be written as v by 4l over here. So this is from here, you can write lambda is equal to 4l. Okay, so we got this for the fundamental frequency. This we have done for fundamental frequency. Now let us do it for the second case, when there are three nodes formed. So we will have that same vessel, and for three nodes to be formed, so once again keep in mind, at open end you have an antinode, and at the closed end you have a node. So if you see, there are 1, 2, 3 nodes which are formed. Okay, now let us compare this with wavelength. Now if you see, there is this one complete wave over here. So this is lambda, and this is again 1/4 of lambda. So we got lambda plus lambda by 4 over here, which can be written as 5 lambda by 4. And when you write this in terms of length, so this will become 4l by 5. Now when we go to calculate the velocity in this case, so velocity is again v is equal to n lambda. So in this case these two are changing, frequency and wavelength. Let me put it as lambda 1 over here. So now we can write it as n1 is nothing but v by lambda 1, and you have n1 is equal to v by lambda ke jagah pe we will write it as 4l by 5, or you can write it as n1 as 5v by 4l. Okay, now we are supposed to find the relation between frequency of its vibration, yani n1 in terms of n. So we'll take the ratio of this. So we got n1 upon n, which is given as 5v. V over here stands for velocity, vl divided by v by 4l. So we have taken this equation and this equation over here. So we have divided equation 2 with equation 1. Now if you see these things, 4L and 4L cancelling out, we got V velocity also cancelling out, so you got n1 upon n, which is equal to 5. So you got n1, the new frequency, it is equal to 5 times n, which is the fundamental frequency. So the correct option is option D. Let us go ahead to the next thing. If two open organ pipes of length 50 and 51 centimeter are sounded together, they produce 7 beats per second. Find the speed of sound. Now when we have an open organ pipe, it is open from both ends, and antinodes are formed at free end or open end. We will have an antinode over here and an antinode over here, right? And when you compare this with diagram of the entire node and antinode, this is lambda. So what we are dealing over here is this length, which will be lambda by 2. So the length over here is lambda by 2, or you can write lambda is equal to 2L. Now in our case, we got two lengths over here, L1 which is 50 centimeter, which will be written as 0.5 meter, L2 which is 51 centimeter, we will convert this into SI unit, 0.51 meter. Now this beats per second is nothing but difference in frequency. So frequency ka formula is n is equal to V by lambda, and for our case V by 2L. So if you see L1 is less, therefore N1 in our case will be greater than N2, right? So if I write formula for N1 is equal to V by 2L1, and second formula will be N2 is equal to V by 2L2. So since L1 is less, your N1 will be greater, and L2 is more, your N2 will be less when you compare with N1. Therefore we have N1 minus N2. So what we'll do is we'll take difference of these two equations over here and proceed ahead. So what we have is N1 minus N2 is equal to V by 2L1 V by 2L2. Now N1 minus N2 is already given, that is 7 beats per second. So N1 minus N2 is 7. This is already given. So this is equal to, we can take V common, and we have is 1 upon 2 L1 1 upon 2 L2. We can even have 2 common. It all depends on you. So L1 is 0.5. When I multiply it by 2, it becomes 1. L2 is 0.51. When you will multiply it, it will become 1.02. Okay, now we'll try to simplify this. Let us cross multiply. What is left is 7 is equal to V 1.02 minus 1, and denominator mein these two will be multiplied, so we'll have 1.02. When we will rearrange this, velocity will be 7 into 1.02 divided by numerator mein, on this side if you see subtraction, it will be 0.02. Now we can adjust this decimal places in both numerator and denominator by 2 points. Okay, and we will get 7 into 102 divided by 2. So you can cancel this out. This will become 51, and therefore velocity will be 51 into 7 is 357 meter per second. So the correct option is option D. Let us go ahead to the next sum. The tension in the piano wire is increased by 25%. Its frequency becomes how many times the original one? Options are 0.8, 1.12, 1.25, 1.56. Previously, let us say tension was T1, and now the new tension T2 is 25% more than the previous frequency. So it is now 125% of the original frequency, which is nothing but 1.25 times. Okay, see when we write 125%, it is nothing but 125 by 100. Okay, since it is increased by 25%, the total amount is now 125%. I hope you all understood this. So we got one relation over here. The new tension will be 1.25 times T1. Now we need to find out the relation between frequency and tension. So the relation over here is n is equal to 1 upon 2L root of T by M, where L is length, T is tension, and M is mass per unit length. So we are only bothered about tension over here, so I can write n is directly proportional to root of T, and from this equation we can have n1 directly proportional to root of T1, n2 directly proportional to root of t2, and when we take ratio of this, n2 upon n1 is equal to root of t2 upon t1. Okay, so my n2 will be equal to root of, instead of t use this value, so it is 1.25 times t1 divided by t1 into n1. So this becomes root of 1.25 n1. So the root of 1.25 will be definitely less than 1.25 and greater than 1. So by looking by that logic, we find that we got answer as 1.12. This is the trick we can use while solving the questions MCQs in the entrance exams. But when we are asked to solve it properly, what you need to do is you need to do it by the logbook. Okay, so when you will do it, you will find n2 is equal to 1.12 times n1. So your new frequency is 1.12 times the original frequency. So if tension is increasing, frequency also increases. I hope you all understood this. Let us go ahead with the next sum. Which of the following equations represent a wave traveling along the y-axis? These are the options. Now first of all, we'll go to what we have seen in the chapter, that for a simple progressive wave traveling along the positive x direction, the equation is given as y is equal to a sine of omega t minus kx. This equation represents the wave is traveling along x-axis and the amplitude that it is making, or the displacement the particles are making, is along y-axis. So the equation is somewhat like the waveform is somewhat like this, and the movement is along positive x-axis when you have this minus x over here. If you have plus x, the movement is along negative x-axis. So over here the wave is moving in the forward direction along positive x-axis, and if you see, the displacement is along y-axis. Therefore we write it as y is equal to a sine of omega t minus kx. The maximum displacement over here is nothing but amplitude a. Now let us try to find out equation for wave traveling along y-axis. So these two equations are out of picture, and if you observe the remaining two equation, in the second equation we have kx. So this equation is actually for wave traveling along x-axis. So the correct option is option A, which is x is equal to a sine of ky minus omega t. So from this we can say that wave is traveling along y-axis and the displacement is along x-axis. So you have a vertical axis y and the wave is traveling on this axis. So the displacement over here is along x-axis. So in this case, this will be marked as the amplitude. Let us go ahead to the next MCQ. A standing wave is produced on a string fixed at one end while the other end is free. The length of string is, so we need to find relation between length and lambda over here. So let us take an example. Let us say this is the length of wire that we have. We have fixed it at one end and the other end is open. Now we will try to form all the harmonics over here, all the possible standing waves. Once again, similar to the first question, यहाँ पे we will have nodes which will be formed at fixed end and there will be antinodes which are formed at free end. Remember this basics, so it will be easy for us to solve this. Now let us say wire is making a standing wave over here in this form. If you remember the diagram that we have drawn in the first sum, I'll draw it again over here. So this entire length is lambda. Currently what we are seeing is the fundamental frequency, and for that there is one node and one antinode present over here, and this length will be lambda by 4. So over here length is lambda by 4. Let us take another case. Now what we'll do is, in this case we will introduce one more node, so it will look somewhat like this. So you have node at the fixed end, you have one more node in between, and at the end what you have is you have a antinode. Now have a look, this much is lambda by 2 from here, so we can mark this much as lambda by 2, remaining part is lambda by 4. When you add them, you will have L is equal to 3 lambda by 4. Let us take one more example. Now this time we will add one more node over here. So what you can see is one node, second node, third node and a antinode afterward. So if I write this length in terms of lambda, this part is 1 lambda and the remaining part is lambda by 4, right? This section. Okay. So over here when we add lambda plus lambda by 4, you will get 5 lambda by 4. Now to understand the relation over here, if you see first one you have lambda by 4, second one you got 3 lambda by 4, next you got 5 lambda by 4. So what we can say is length over here is an multiple of lambda by 4. So what is multiplied? So in the first one you have multiplied it by 1, second one we have number 3, then we have number 5. As you can see the relation, these are all odd numbers. So let us look at the first option. What it says is it must be an odd integral multiple of lambda by 4. As you can see, all the lengths are multiple of lambda by 4 and it is multiplied by an odd number. Okay, so these are all odd numbers and these are all in integers, right? So that is why it is called as integral multiple. So correct option is option number 5. That's it from this video. If you found this video useful, don't forget to share it with your friends and classmates. This is Sandeep here from Physics HQ signing off.